All right, we're going to look at integers and exponents, G67 integers and exponents, PBA 63. This is a tough sheet. I ain't going to joke you, or I'm not going to joke around with you on it, but let's just, I'm asking that you simply write out what they mean, and if you write out what they mean, you're going to do just fine on this. This one here, 2 to the 5th, just simply means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. This would be 4. This would be 4. So really you have 4 times 4, which is 16, times 2. This is 32. It just becomes so simple when you kind of break them down like that. So this one here, the exponent is on the outside, so this is literally going to be the exact same thing, but negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. Well, if 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 32, which we've already established from the first one, then we just have to count the negative symbols. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be a negative 32. So we got 32 for the first one, negative 32 for that second one. All right, negative 7 squared. These are the two, this is where I should have started with. These two problems you have to understand. This problem here means negative 7 times negative 7. So if it means negative 7 times negative 7, this is definitely a positive 49. This one here is, you have to do the exponent first, which is 49, and it's still negative. This is a negative 49. All right? All right, let's keep moving. Over here, well, this is going to be negative 100 because the exponent is here. It's not outside the brackets. This is going to be a positive 100. Again, because it's 10 times 10. All right, 3 to the 4th. Well, it's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And this is 9, and this is 9. So 9 times 9, this is 81. And it's positive, of course. I'm sure I got my answers circled on there. This one down here, I used to not have kids do, but you can do this. I mean, think about this. This is 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3. Well, 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. So this is really 1/81st. That's positive. That's pretty simple, right? Yeah, it's just the same thing. You just multiply it. I mean, if you write out what it means, you're going to get it right. I'm going to skip this next box, except for the fact that please read these carefully and think about them. These problems are two problems kids oftentimes get wrong. And I'll do one for you over here. I see that it's going to pose some problems for you. Let me see if I can slide this over so I can get some writing room. Okay, so letter N. Letter N here, this is really going to be a negative 1. This is me times a negative 4. Notice the exponent is outside. Negative 4, negative 4. So, you can see I'm very popular. So this is going to be 4 times 4 times 4 times 1, right? Or 1 times 4 times 4 times 4. So 4 times 4 times 4, or 4 to the 3rd is 64. So this is going to be 64. Problem is it positive or negative? Well, this would be a negative 64 because there's 3 negatives. You've got this extra negative symbol over here, this times negative 1. So this actually is a positive 64. Okay, and I think you can basically figure out what this one is based on how I did W. All right, let's try a couple of these ones down here with letters. And these ones here, I think I might even make this a little larger because this is probably going to be a little more difficult. Well, how do you do this? Well, you got to figure out what A is, and it tells us right here that A is 2 and B is 5. So this is, we have to do the 3 times 2 first. And then we square it. We do what's inside the parentheses first. So this is 6 inside the parentheses. 6 squared, this is 36. All right, so 2 times AB, AB cubed. So that's be 2, and this is going to be negative 5, and it's cubed. Notice how I inserted it in parentheses, just like I've taught you to do. Well, if you do that, that's 5 times 5 times 5, they're all negatives. So this is really 2 times a negative 125, and 2 times 125 is 250, and there's one negative symbol right there, so this is going to be a negative 250. All right? A cubed b, so that's going to be 2 to the third, a is 2, right? 2 to the third times negative 5. Well, 2 to the third is 2 times 2 times 2, so this is really going to be 8 times negative 5. This is going to be negative 40. All right? Sorry, I should put those parentheses in. It's just a good idea, but you can see how helpful that is when I put the parentheses in here to know that it's really a negative 5 cubed, so it's a negative 250. Okay, I usually throws kids for a loop too, and it shouldn't. You just put a and b in there. So it's 2 plus negative 5, and that's going to be squared. Well, that's the same thing as 2 plus negative 5, the same thing as negative 3 squared. This is 9. Okay? Why don't we take a look at a couple of these other ones over here too? Give you some to do by yourself. Just think about this for a minute. I like this one. This looks hard. So let's just do it. This would be a negative 1. It's going to be times 4. And we've got to put y in there. 4 times, and y is negative 3. And then that whole thing is squared. So this is going to be, really it's going to be a negative 1. And this is going to be negative 12. This is really going to be a negative 1 times a positive 144, which is going to give us a net of a negative 144. All right, and I don't think there's anything else that's too difficult. This one down here I see potentially being a problem if you don't follow my rules of putting things in parentheses. So I'll just do that one. It's going to be negative x, so negative x is going to be negative. And then x is negative 10. And then that's cubed. And y is negative 3. We got a lot going on there, but because I could write it out, I can do this. Well, this is a negative 10 times a negative 10 times a negative 10. So this is negative 1,000. So we have a negative 1 times a negative 1,000 times a negative 3. Well, this is just all multiplication. I can just multiply them all together. This is 1,000. This is 3,000. I've got 3 negatives symbols there, so this is a negative 3,000. Okay, now I suppose you want to know how to do the dumb puzzle. Well, let's just spend a little bit of time looking at the dumb puzzle. We'll just do part of it up here, this first block up here. So this first one I have 32. 32, where's my answer for 30? 32 is here, so I put in an H. The next one I had negative 32. Negative 32, I'm going to put in an A. And then for this next one, I had 49. I find my answer. 49 is a positive 49. I'm going to put in an E. And then I find negative 49. I'm going to put in an I. And so on. Just like that. And let's just see how lame it's going to be. It's incredibly lame. I just looked at the answer to the puzzle. It couldn't be any lamer. All right, thanks for listening.